Kirby vacuum is. But I actually used to sell Kirby vacuums back in the day. Those, if you don't know, those are vacuum cleaners that cost like $3,000 and do all other kind of things. It's crazy. But that was door-to-door sales, and I even did that in my long tenure. So when I went full time in real estate, things got a little rough. And in 2012, I actually found myself evicted from my apartment. Then I moved into a hotel to where I was selling my belongings just to get by. From that hotel, I moved from friend to friend to friend, and I was sleeping in different places, cars. I slept on floors, beds, couches, just trying to figure it out. This entire time, I'm trying to do real estate. The last apartment that I lived in, I was in a one-bedroom apartment with four other adults and a child. The crazy part is we all shared one car. When I left there, I moved in with my dad. I told him I would be there for 2 weeks. I was there for 6 months. After 6 months, he handed me this sheet of paper. And this sheet of paper, when he walked up to me, he said, Andre, this is for you. And I grabbed the sheet of paper and I looked at it, and this is what I read. You can actually see the date at the very top, April 20th, 2015. I was 30 years old at this time. He handed me the sheet of paper, and it pretty much says you got to get out. And I packed up all my belongings and I put them in a car that I just got, which was this Lexus right here. Now I had no money, I had no credit. So when I got this car, I was like on a 18% interest rate because I had horrible credit. It was like a $15,000 car, so I wasn't paying much for it. And I packed up all my belongings and I put them in that car. And for the next 3 years, I drove around Houston selling homes when I had no home. I was a homeless realtor. That was where it began for me. But in 2015, I went on to doing something that was pretty cool. People asked me, how did I do it? What kept me sane? There were four things that kept me sane during that time. The first thing was my prayer life. I say 4 P's. The first P is my prayer life. I'm a man of God, very strong in my faith. The second thing that kept me sane was playing basketball. That's the second thing. I was always on the court, making sure that my mind was able to handle what I was going through. The third thing that kept me sane was personal development. Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Jim Rome. I was always listening to these individuals. And then the last thing that kept me sane was playing Dragon Ball Z. If anybody knows what this cartoon can do for you, this cartoon is crazy. It is pure motivation. No matter how bad things get for the main character, Goku, he will never give up. And I draw inspiration from watching him have his arms and his legs broken in a fight and saying, I don't know how I'm going to win, but I'm going to find a way to beat you. And guess what? He did. And I drew inspiration from watching this guy always talk himself into situations where he saw no other way as to how he was going to win. And how he always turned his enemies into his allies and then ultimately his friends. Yeah. And I drew inspiration from this. So this is very powerful. So those are the four things that kept me sane during this tough time. But then I went on to speaking. I started hosting home buying seminars as a realtor, posting that footage and photos online, and my friends would see it, say, hey, I see what you're doing. I want you to share what you're doing with these kids. And then I started speaking to middle school kids, high school kids, elementary school kids. And that went on from there. Continued to win a lot of awards, doing mentorship, won social media influencer of the year, won agent of the year, nominated as well. Many publications. I've won over 10 local awards, and it's just been up from there. So I went from where I was to where I am right now, and I want to make sure that I'm here to teach you. So we're going to talk about 3 steps to being the best version of yourself. There are 6 laws of learning, but because of time's sake, we're not going to go through that. We're just going to get straight into it. All right. So I think we have a double here. Let's begin. The first thing we're going to talk about is alignment, how to be. Does anybody here smoke? Does anybody here have a cigarette? Just have a question. Does anybody here have a cigarette? You're able to come off mute if you're able to. Nope, nobody does. And it's okay if you want to stay on mute as well. The thing about having a cigarette is if you were a smoker, it's possible that you were lived in a house with other smokers. So the message there is you become that what you see.
That's right.
If you're looking at an individual that's doing a certain action, that has an impression on their mind that that thing that they're doing may be okay. So it's possible that you were in a house with other smokers. The next thing is, it's important to understand is you become what you hear. What are you listening to? I was talking to a friend of mine who was going through a very tough transition, trying to understand why she thought the way that she thought. And then she told me a story that her dad would tell her that she wasn't going to be XYZ over and over and over again. And because she kept hearing it, she started to believe it. See, now, if you tell yourself a lie, ultimately it becomes your truth. If somebody else tells you a lie, ultimately it becomes your truth. So you want to get to a point where you're telling yourself what you want to believe about yourself. The last thing about alignment is you become what you say. What are you saying? Are you saying that I am BROKE? Because if you're saying that, you're actually allowing that to translate into your existence. So you become what you say, you become what you hear, and you become what you see. You also become that what you do. How is that? Because we are creatures of habit.
That's
The
right.
more you do a thing, the more you become a thing. So every action that you take is actually going to better yourself or worsen yourself depending on the goals that you want to achieve. So when it comes to be the best version of yourself, you want to make sure you're paying ample attention to what you say, hear, do, and see. You also want to watch who you surround yourself with. What are the actions? What are the habits? What are the words of the people that you are surrounding yourself with? There's a quote that says, you are the sum total of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So ask yourself, are these people that are in my circle, do they look like what I want my life to look like? Because whether you're pulling them up or they're pulling you up or down, you both feed off each other's energy. I want you to hear this.
Can you tell us your name?
My name is Jansen Mutombo.
What is your goal for your career?
I want to be NBA player.
For those that don't know, that is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And he told the reporters, and they laughed at him if you watch the rest of the clip, he wanted to be an NBA player.
That's right.
He also said that he wanted to be the MVP. Giannis obtained both being an NBA player and an MVP. And guess what? The people that he told laughed at him. It doesn't matter. What are you telling yourself? What are you saying about yourself? What do you hear yourself saying about your situation? It doesn't matter how grim it is right now. You can change it. So I want everybody on this call to say, I am a multimillionaire. I want everybody on this call to say, I am becoming the best version of myself. I want everybody on this call to say, right now, I am an overcomer.
Amen.
And believe those things.
That's
All
right.
Yes, sir. The next step is do. We're talking about act. What are you doing? If you go through your entire life and you never have any issues, you never have any worries, you never have any struggles, you never have any stresses, it's very possible that you might be a puppy. But since I don't see any puppies on here, since we're all humans, I suspect that all of us have worries, stresses, fears, doubts, all kinds of things. But about your situation, I have a question for you. Has anybody ever driven at night? When you're
Yes.
driving at night and you're just say you put a GPS on. When you're going somewhere, can you see your destination, wherever you're going? Can you see it when you get into your car?
No.
No, you can't. When you're driving at night, all you can see are those few feet that your lights would allow you to be able to see. That is life in business. You're not going to be able to see the entire destination. All you're going to be able to see are those few feet that's in front of you. And you want to make sure that you're moving forward in the right direction, because if you do, you'll ultimately reach your goal. Write this down. You will not know, and you will not need to know the entire route to get to your goal or your destination. You will not know, and you will not need to know the entire route to reach your goal or your destination. All you need to know is where my next few feet are taken. Just keep moving forward.
That's right.
All right? What do you come across on your trip to your destination or your goal? You come across potholes. Sometimes you come across stoplights, stop signs, road bumps, road blocks. Sometimes you have to take a detour. Sometimes you may have to take a U-turn. But just keep moving forward. The path to your success is made to be met with setbacks that are part of your journey. It's okay. But what prevents people from putting their car in gear? Anybody have any guesses? The number one thing that prevents people putting their car in gear is fear. False evidence appearing real. But fear is of the mind. Fear is a choice, but you have a choice, because you can allow fear to allow you to forget everything and run, FEAR, forget everything and run, or you can have a choice to allow fear to face everything and rise. It is a choice if you want to forget everything and run or face everything and rise. You have a choice for how you're going to handle that fear. Now, excuses, hesitation, procrastination, anxiety, indecision, all these things are just fear. But you have a choice as to how you're going to move about these things. Fear is often an indication that you're headed in the right direction. Your outcome depends on what you focus on. What are you focusing on? Have focus on faith over fear. Face your fears till your fears starve to death. I'm going to say that again. Face your fears till your fears starve to death. All right. Lastly, we're going to talk about achieve. We're going very, very fast. We have 5 minutes here. Achieve. If you want to be able to achieve that what you want and have that what you want. Money is often the most common thing that we talk about because it's a universal product that we all need. It's a necessity. If you want to have more money, remember the things that you want and can have are up for grabs. The things that you want and can have are up for grabs. I do an activity in the room. I can't do it on Zoom, but I hold up some money and I ask who wants it. And no matter who comes to get the money, some people are going to come a short distance. Some people are going to come a long distance. But we're all going to come from somewhere. And if I hold that money up, you have an opportunity to get it if you're in the front of the room. You have an opportunity to get it if you're in the back of the room. But who's going to go get up and go chase it? We all have the same opportunities. What are you going to do with the opportunity, the breath of life that you're giving on today? The path for each one of us is different. Remember, we all have different goals, but the same destination in terms of progression. We all want more from life, but me wanting more is not going to look like the next person that wants more. So I want you to understand that it is impossible to receive without giving. If my hands are full and I want to give you more, you have to release what's in your hand in order to receive something that somebody is trying to give you. Yeah. Sometimes we're holding on to things so tight that we're never able to receive more. When it comes to money, I want you to understand something. Another word for money is currency. The root word for currency is current. A current, as it speaks to water or aqua, is supposed to flow, which means your money is supposed to flow. If you're hanging on to it too tight, it's going to be released from you. So learn how to achieve money and then allow it to flow by placing it in investments, opportunities, and assets to where it's going to grow for you. All right. As we wrap up, if you want to get more, you have to give more. Anything you want to receive more of, you have to give more. Anything you want to receive more of, you have to give more of it first. If you want to receive something more, you have to give something more. Whatever it is, whether it be money, time, resources, relationships, whatever you want to receive, you first have to give.
That's right.
Towards the end of this, I want to make sure that everything that comes out of your mouth, you're being very conscious and aware of everything. As we wrap up, we have a minute left. I want to give everybody here an affirmation poem that they can say to themselves every single day. Remember, the 3 steps are align, act, and achieve. Be, do, and have. I want to get everybody here an affirmation poem that you can utilize, and use every single day. I would say it 3 times a day. This is for you. It's a daily affirmation poem. All you have to do is scan this QR code, do a 1 or 2 minute quick survey, and you'll be able to download an affirmation poem straight from me for you that you can utilize every single day. We now have about 70 seconds left. I would like for somebody to come off mute and let me know what you thought about today's session.
Do we have time for questions?
I got 50 seconds, so yes.
So I just have couple questions for you, brother Andre. First of all, great speech. I appreciate your time. And I kept agreeing with you because I just had this conversation with a young lady yesterday. And I just kept nodding my head. I said, man, this guy got it. This guy's got it. Because my question is, how did you become homeless? And when you was homeless, what was your thoughts?
I kept thinking about what it is that I want to achieve and acquire. I kept thinking about the life that I'm living right now. That's what I kept before me. And it happened because I took a chance on myself in my entrepreneurship journey, and I didn't want to go back to working a job. So I made that conscious decision for myself because I had no wife, I had no kids. Guys, we're over in 5 minutes. Thank you for your time.
Yes, we